Tonight, a major turning point in the Ukraine-Russia war. A critical dam struck, entire regions at risk, cities plunged into darkness, and U.S. officials now hinting the conflict may be just inches away from ending. What happened today could reshape the entire war. On December 7th, the conflict in Ukraine entered an alarming new phase. Russian forces launched a direct strike on the Pechenehy Reservoir Dam near Kharkiv, a facility that supplies water to dozens of towns and villages across the region. The attack forced authorities to immediately close the roadway on top of the dam, disrupt water lines, and activate emergency protocols. According to local officials, the structural damage is so severe that a critical breach is now a real possibility. Tragically, a man from a nearby village lost his life in the attack. The village of Staryi Saltiv, located directly in the dam's water path, is now under potential threat of flooding. Ukrainian authorities condemned the strike as a war crime, stating that Russia has repeatedly targeted this same dam with missiles, drones, and guided bombs, a clear pattern of hitting civilian infrastructure. The dam attack was only part of a much wider escalation. Russia carried out coordinated missile and drone strikes on central and northern Ukraine, expanding the geographic reach of the conflict. Cities and regions hit included Kremenchuk, Chernihiv, Kyiv Oblast. Kremenchuk suffered the worst damage, with major disruptions to electricity, water, and heating. Emergency teams worked through the night as fires broke out and key energy equipment was destroyed. Chernihiv also reported widespread blackouts, and in one tragic incident, a man was killed inside his home by a Russian drone strike. These attacks appear to be part of Russia's winter strategy, targeting power plants, water lines, and heating systems to pressure Ukraine during the coldest months. In a surprising statement, former U.S. National Security official Keith Kellogg claimed that negotiations to end the war are now in the final stretch. He stated that only two core issues remain unresolved: territorial disputes in Donetsk and Luhansk, the status of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, currently in cold shutdown. Kellogg emphasized that once these matters are settled, a broader agreement could come together very quickly. He also highlighted the immense human cost of the war, comparing it to other major conflicts. Soviet losses in Afghanistan, 18,000. U.S. losses in Vietnam, 58,000. Combined Russia-Ukraine losses, over 2 million. According to Kellogg, both sides are exhausted, and former President Trump has been in communication with Putin, Zelensky, and other key players. Experts warn that the situation could still escalate severely. If the damaged dam collapses, or if the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant becomes compromised, the consequences could affect all of Europe. International analysts describe the war's scale as unprecedented for a regional conflict. Entire cities have been devastated, energy systems targeted repeatedly, and civilians continue to face direct threats even far from the front line. Global pressure is rising for a diplomatic breakthrough. However, until the key territorial and nuclear issues are resolved, the danger of further escalation remains high. Closing his statement, Kellogg said the world may be only a few steps away from a major breakthrough that could finally end the war. For now, all eyes remain on the negotiators and on the fragile situation at the dam and nuclear site. If a deal is reached, it could mark the beginning of a new chapter for both nations. If not, the conflict could become even more dangerous. If you want clear, fast, and unbiased updates on this conflict, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. Stay with us. The next major update could come at any moment.